Hello wonderful people and welcome back. This video is titled Construction Workers Run Across Giant Snake, then see what was inside it. Let's get into this. But when he finally managed to uncover it, he couldn't contain a gasp. Everyone watching screamed, and a few ran away to throw up, shocked by the scene. How could that be possible? When the vet first received the call, he thought it was some sort of joke. But hearing the scared and desperate tone on the construction worker's voice, he knew it was serious. Apparently, there was a giant snake stuck on the road nearby. But how big? After he got there, he could see it for himself, and he instantly turned pale. That grotesque scene was like nothing he had ever seen before. It was almost nightmarish. And the worst part was that he would have to face it all alone. This scene took place recently in the depths of the Brazilian Amazon. A team of construction workers had spent months creating a road in the middle of the jungle when they encountered something that made them regret ever daring to set their feet in that place. As you may know, the Brazilian government is big on making the vast jungle a drivable space for humans, building roads to facilitate transport across the country. However, this ambitious project has encountered several challenges. Many people oppose any construction project or government intrusion in the Amazon, which is one of the biggest and richest natural complexes in the world. Also, it's home to some indigenous tribes, whose well-being and way of life will be threatened by these projects. But besides these perks, this team of construction workers was about to encounter a problem that would surpass even their worst fears. Until that point, the gig had been far from a picnic for the team of workers. They had to camp as they built the different sections of the roads and spend the nights in the jungle, which is something that many people would be too scared to do regardless of how good the pay was. Before we continue, if you like this video, please like or subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. Now back to the video. However, they were experienced in that kind of project. Even though they knew they would have to live like explorers for some weeks and sleep surrounded by all kinds of wild species, they weren't afraid. Little did they know that they were in for a real surprise. Another team of workers had previously made a path in the rainforest soil. Now, this other team's job was to pave it, turning it into a proper road. But it wasn't an easy task. The most challenging part was getting the materials in time. After all, they were working in one of the most isolated areas on Earth. It wasn't easy for trucks to get there with all the required materials. And that wasn't all. The team of workers was running behind schedule. All the difficulties had slowed the project down, and they had missed several deadlines. They all knew that if they finished it too late, it might significantly affect their pay. So those days, they had been working like their lives depended on it. They couldn't imagine that they would soon have worse things to worry about than a cut in their salary. Some of the workers were some feet ahead of the rest, clearing the path for the pavement to be laid out. Suddenly, the workers at the rear heard their colleagues from ahead screaming. It was the kind of scream that let them know something unexpected and gruesome had happened. But what could it be? They all ran to catch their partners before it was too late, and when they saw it, they all felt their stomachs drop to their knees. Stuck in the middle of the earthy path, there was the biggest snake any of them had ever seen. It almost seemed like something straight off a fantasy tale or a nightmare. They couldn't even measure its length, as its rear end was lost among the bushes at the side of the road. Its girth was that of a big wine barrel. They noticed that the snake had difficulty breathing and slowly moved its head left and right in a sluggish manner. Clearly, there was something wrong with it. And that's when they noticed it. At one point along the snake's body, there was a big bulge, the size of which was almost double the snake's girth. It seemed like that was the reason why the snake was struggling to move and even breathe. The team of workers wondered what could be going on. Maybe the snake was pregnant with a bunch of eggs. Or could it be something else? However, they realized there was only one thing they could do. Immediately, they called the police station in the nearest village and asked them to connect them with the town's vet. Soon enough, the vet was on the phone and heard about the situation. He hung up the phone, got in his car, and drove there. But in the meantime, the workers were left alone with the giant snake, and something happened before the vet could get there and do anything about it. At one point, the snake had momentarily recovered consciousness and, realizing that the construction workers surrounded it, tried to attack one of them. Luckily enough, the worker had managed to escape the snake's bite. Finally, the vet arrived and could see the scene by himself. His face instantly turned pale. He had never seen anything like that. And to make things worse, now the snake seemed to be getting out of its slumber and turning aggressive. What could be done? As some of the workers distracted the irate snake, the vet got close to it and injected it with some tranquilizers, which sent it back to a sluggish slumber. Now, he had to tackle the problem. He had to see what was inside the snake and make it possible for the workers to remove it from the road. So he went to work and opened its guts. What he saw there left everyone shocked. The snake had swallowed the workers' cool box, with all the meat they had carried for the job. One of the pieces of meat had gone bad, and the workers left it on top of the cool box. The smell had attracted the snake, who had swallowed everything and gone sick. The sight of the snake's interior, along with the smell, made some of the workers sick to their stomachs. However, the problem was solved. Now they could remove the snake and keep working. With the help of a truck town, the workers managed to take the snake's body off the road. They loaded it in one of their vehicles for it to be carried to the city and donated to a museum. The whole episode was the most memorable, scary, and critical event in the vet's career, who, for the most part, had worked taking care of cattle illnesses and the like. The construction company awarded him a generous sum for his services, thanks to which he could retire the next day. That's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, or subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.